Boop hit the
Yankee.
button an hour and 37 minutes in, no, like 2 hours in. Whole bunch of upkeep bullshit. We are negotiating trades now. So the question was, how many guards are there in this market? Um, yeah, this is going to be fucking weird. I'm going to have to do a voiceover
Probably
to
a
get
lot,
it.
I'm guessing.
There's plenty. The other thing is that I think you guys have probably been here a week to get through all of the formula crafting and whatnot. So I'm assuming this kind of is happening after that. Um, I'm hand waving and just saying a week to do all of the runestone stuff we did. Um, I think there's a healthy presence of guards. In the week you've been here, you've also noticed that people by and large in Goka um, follow the rules and look out for each other in the sense that like it's a very well behaved city for how big and how rich it is. Um, so like in this market, you've probably gathered at this point that if you start causing a scene, other people are going to react and not well. It would be very hard to cause a like if you want to bully or intimidate somebody. Um,
Oh,
that
I'm
will
I'm
likely
not
have effects.
suggesting that.
Yeah. So there are guards. If you do something that you think runs afoul of the laws, it will absolutely be reported by probably multiple people.
Darn. That was my
Also,
particular suggestion.
a thing that I had not gotten to because I just kind of switched modes completely right now. Um, Gambling in Goka is almost an ingrained way of life, in the sense that like it has multiple locations. There's in Dragonhead, there are multiple incredibly high end casinos. In the Red Lantern District, there are many middle ground casinos, and it is very common for people in Goka to bet on multiple things all throughout the day, to the point that like there are very strict laws about gambling that both encourage it but also enforce deals made gambling or betting or wagering, um, to the point that I think Ingdani probably warned you on your way here that you can bet or wager anything to anyone, and if they accept it, it will be enforced by the courts. Although you may have to go to the courts to get there, because that's most of what the courts are busy deciding in the city.
Well, with that in mind, most people would uphold it, knowing they would go to courts, right?
Um, well, like most people, so there's kind of like there's the kind of like three styles of gambling in Goka. There's casino and parlor gambling. There's day to day wagering, and then there's underworld bets. Um, the casinos and day to day people both generally take it seriously, but in a friendly way.
Well,
Like the casinos
I
are a
might,
bit more serious. Yeah.
knowing this little bit of extra background, I might. Well, actually, since you people here are gambling in nature, would you buy the gems for 20 gold if I lose a bet, and 40 gold, which is the full price, if I win on a coin flip?
And so I'll say the merchant you're talking to, it says, if I can inspect the coin first, I'm happy to take that bet.
All right. Well, I'm gonna show them a silver coin.
Is it a normal silver coin that has a normal heads and tails?
As far as they would be aware, yes, it's a predictable silver piece.
Oh, is that in your inventory or is it in the party?
Yes, in my
Let me
inventory.
look at it. Uh,
We're gonna end up fighting the entire damn city.
That's fine. I've got a bunch of AoEs.
And I'll say, like, if you want to do a couple of test flips to, identify its nature, I don't care.
oh my
I'm
god, you're
just,
gonna
I
make
just,
me.
I dislike to bet. That's all.
Yeah, I want to find something real quick because I do want to make a check for the merchant, but I want to do it with the right stat block. This is a normal merchant NPC gallery. Tradespeople, page 244. God, I love having books.
Is our angry cat betting again?
It sure is.
Okay, you can make a couple of coin flips and then make a deception check.
All right, so I have to make a deception.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Can I have access to my character so I can?
You do. It's in party. Just click on that, I think. Or just drag it on
Yeah,
the
if you
map,
just
right?
click on your character, you can roll from the. Oh yeah. Dude, let me grab some characters and drag them out onto the map. Gavrov. Oh, lag is my friend. Hypa. I'm putting you guys in the harbor.
But I don't know how to swim.
You're just this. Yeah.
You float.
What is the?
That's why she
DC
doesn't know how to
then?
swim.
Okay. Cool.
So
How long have we been doing this stuff? Couldn't I just heal up?
yeah, everyone's fully healed. We've traveled.
Oh yeah, it's been
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Oh, that's right,
since-
because our gems heal us over time.
Well, it's been 2 weeks. You can also like be fully healed, fully spelled.
Sleeping. We sleep every day.
Yeah, you're completely healed at this point.
I already cast this on everyone, so it's fine.
All right, so just I'm interacting with
I also love how that's technically a necromancy spell.
So I during my little show of like flipping the coins, I snap my fingers, and during obviously the flip, I have to rub the coin. So I snap my fingers like, yes, let's get to this, rub the coin. But I've cast Gibness on myself.
Okay.
I don't know what the hell is.
You're casting glibness. How are you casting glibness? Sorry.
Ring of
Ring of Lies. Oh. Okay, yeah, you've got the +2.
yeah, I got it. But I get +4 when I cast Glibness on myself. Trying to work out how to cast it.
Oh, okay.
You gain a +4 to deception checks and lies against perception checks, discerning if you're telling the truth or not.
Yeah, sure.
I just say I'll get additional +2. I just don't know onto the roll. I just can't
That's
get
fine.
it on.
I'll just
And then
add
I'll
it in.
roll.
Just roll your deception check. So it's a 32 total. Okay.
33. The +2.
Oh yeah, sorry, 33. My brain. Yeah, so you flip it 3 times and he sees it land. He looks at the coin, it's heads and tails. And he says, very well. Would you like to? So if you're flipping the coin, I'll call it in the air.
Yep.
So we'll say a 1 is heads and a 2 is tails. If you roll a d2 for me. And he's going to, as you flip it, he's going to call tails. You can just do /RD2 in chat. So it lands tails. Are you trying to do the snap and make it land heads?
That's what I was trying to do.
Okay, so I don't know why I said roll. Sorry,
Yeah.
I forgot about the other part. So it lands heads. So I'm trying. Oh, sorry about that. I'm just like
I was like, why am I rolling? Like, I know what it's gonna be.
I'm making up mechanics as I go. That's why.
Okay.
So it lands heads.
All right, so it flip the coins up, and it lands, and it looks like it's just hovering on my palm of my hand. It's gonna roll over to tails, and then twists and lands on heads.
And he sighs and says, "Very well." And he reaches in and gives you. Where's this?
Full price, yes.
What is 20 times 40 is a number that I can't. 800? Yeah, he gives you 800 gold, and you lose the rubies. So I'll delete the rubies and give you 800 gold. I'm doing it right now, so boom, there you go. You got full price for your rubies.
Yes, I've been wanting to use these for so long.
There you go.
Right,
and then he says, and I think that will conclude our business for the day, as I was not anticipating spending that much money on some gems. And kind of looks at you pointedly to leave his stall in the market.
Gambling doesn't pay.
I just want to do like the as I walk out the shop.
Hey, Americana, we should see if we can find some dinosaur racing.
I
That worked out fucking amazing last time.
Oh, guys,
no kidding.
Since these gem sellers are being a bust for them, we you don't mind if I head around and get another enchantment? I want to pick up another scroll to help us later on.
As long as you don't start a fight, I don't care.
I'm just spending money. They seem to take money. They just don't like to give money in this town.
Yeah, I just want to remind you, the captain of the guard is not pretty, and I don't think I can woo her.
Well, that's how
if any man's gonna
Jin's.
try.
That's how Jin's captain of the guard. That is not the city's captain of the guard.
Oh yeah, she could be pretty here. She might turn into a bigger demon.
Ah, screw it. Whatever.
But yeah, we're gonna go pick up a recipe to try and enchant our weapons to +3. It sounds so weird if that's like something people actually do in this world.
I mean, you could just call it like you have
enhance. I'm gonna try and find something to enhance our weaponry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to think how to use it because it's a bit more advanced than what I know.
I was gonna look it up, and I looked over to my side, and I have 4 rule books in a stack next to me on the ground right now. It's always a good session. Oh, I have the game paused. I can turn that off. Okay. If you have enough money to buy the formula,
yeah,
you can buy it. I don't think you can use it yet, right?
No, not till level 16.
So which formula? That's
+3 potency.
Yeah, let me go look at Compendia. Thank God I did it all ahead of time. Formula?
It's a level 16 formula, so I think it would be what 350 gold.
This is potency, right? This is the level 3 potency, weapon potency +3. Oh my God, that's expensive.
So enchant, yeah.
The actual enchant is like 8,900
8,000. Yeah, it's 8,000 gold if you upgrade from the level
8,000. Can I make this a formula? I'm just gonna go into your character sheet. Hyper.
And make sure you put the formula for the greater striking in there as well.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find the formula section. Is that in there? Crafting. Here we go. Can I add known formulas? Where's the add button? Oh, okay. What happens if I do this?
I also need the formula for +2 weapon potency since I already have that, but it's on Hero Lab but not in the game.
Okay, they should both be on your character sheet now. And then I guess we got returning too, right?
Yep. So I got the +2 potency. I got the +13 potency. I just don't have the greater striking one in there as known formulas.
Oh, I added armor potency. Sorry. Let me get rid of that.
Yep.
Greater striking.
And the final piece of resistance, as I've been studying my alchemy for this whole time, do I get a level 13 healing potion yet? Over the course of this traveling and
Yeah, 1 second.
mixing. I would like to say like I've been very diligent in mixing cakes, coffees, and
Yeah, you can
body
have that
parts.
one. I threw it in there. Yep, it's in there because
Yeah.
there's a level 12 one and a level 18 one. I think that was the thing.
Oh yeah,
That healing potion is that last one. Was there an elixir you were trying to get?
that's the one, the healing one.
Well, there's an elixir of life, which is level 15. Well, do you want the greater healing potion or the elixir of life? I'll give you one of them because they're both incredibly expensive. They're both very expensive.
Which one do you reckon would be better?
So a greater healing potion does 68 plus 20 hit points. So 68.
I was having a look.
Yeah. And then the elixir of life. Let me drag that one onto your character sheet so you can see that too. Elixir of life major is level 15. So I've dragged the other one on there because I don't know what the average is between the two of them. Because the elixir of life is 8d6 plus 21. But it also gives you +3 to saving throws against diseases and poisons for 10 minutes.
So we're probably going to go the elixir of life then, major.
Okay, so I'm going to delete the healing potion greater.
Yep.
Okay, so you did manage to figure out how to make the elixir of life.
I finally distilled my ingredients that I've gathered: cakes, pea, guts, bones. It's
Oh,
been
dear
a long
God.
time. I've been distilling them with alcohol, and it's finally come. My time to shine. Don't worry, guys. I can heal you.
It sounds vomit-inducing.
I'm pretty sure I just
We're all
steal that.
going to be sick.
Okay. Whew, pardon me. So does anybody else want to do anything around town before plot happens? Or have any questions about Goka in general? Because we kind of jumped from doing shopping to a little bit of RP. I can give you guys. Well, here's what I think I'm gonna do. I'm going to step away for a quick second and then transition to kind of setting up what happens next. So I'll be right back, and then I'll give a little background on Goka and move to the next plot point if that works for everyone. Okay, I'll be right back.
Yeah, I think Giku's just along for the ride at this point.
Pretty much. Same here. It's how I feel.
Yes. Just a passenger.
Wait, does that mean that we get to fight to the death for like the single prize?
A single prize.
I can't even remember. It's like whatever your heart's desire is.
A box of chocolates.
Box of chocolate. Because I think I can make them, but they'll be.
I am back. So did anyone read any of the document I sent over by any chance?
The
Skimmed.
various districts in the.
Yeah, it had like it's kind of a hit list of places in Goka of interest.
I think I did, and then I figured out what I wanted to do, and then I lost interest, and then never read it again.
Okay.
So I'm
Anyone else? I'm mostly just curious to know like how much I should.
I had a brief look, but
Okay. So I'll say on your travels over here, so Ingdani, who has been with you this whole time, she gave you a little bit of background on the city of Goka. I think kind of the high points of it, because I don't want to read paragraphs of text to you. So Goka, just so you kind of know the abridged history, if you look at the map, there's a river to the south by Old Town and Ivory Port. That's where the original settlement of Goka had been for many, many years, but about 3,000 years ago, that's where what we currently know as Goka kind of sprung up. Goka has been through a bunch of basically good and bad dynasties in those 3,000 years. The only one that probably really matters is currently the current empress who you've met. When her predecessor, or I'm sorry, it's the one before the one you've met. There was a despotic family that ruled the city for a long time. The empress before the current one restored self-rulership to the city, and they created a parliament of nobles and a parliament of common people. So there's two parliaments that rule, or one parliament with two houses that rule this city. Basically, the nobility, the university, the magic university, and the empress all get seats in the upper parliament, and then the lower parliament is all made up of the common people. The parliament appoints its members itself. I'm going to throw some information out here that you can either remember or forget. So Hao Jin, the Ruby Phoenix who is hosting this whole tournament, when she came back from being gone for 200 years, she was unanimously appointed to the upper parliament. This is the first time anyone has ever been unanimously appointed to the parliament. And when she came back, she started investing heavily in the Cliffside Court and areas around it, and has created a brand new tournament site at Location 8, both where you guys are living right now in kind of accommodations with all of the other teams. It's also the location of her personal vault. That matters because that's where, if you win the tournament, you get to pick something out of her personal vault to take as your prize. These are all various legendary artifacts that she has gathered from her travels through the plains over many, many years. I think the only other ones that matter right now, I don't know, are you guys interested in the politics of the parliament that have been happening lately?
I mean, are they something that's like, I don't know, like, would anyone hire us to do anything? Like, are they like looking for mercenaries? Are they looking for spies or anything like that? Like, I'm sure. I don't know. It's like difficult to kind of get an entryway into.
Well, here I'll give you like
Wouldn't mind looking.
I'll give you the one sentence brief on each of the couple local developments in the parliament. So Hao Jin got appointed unanimously. That's never happened before. A sky dragon in human form called Mina Hellion was appointed as a Drake speaker. There's in the Cliffside Court, there's a population of about 500 drakes. But
there's like more elsewhere.
There's more elsewhere, but they mostly live in the Cliffside Court. she has become a very vocal advocate for the Drake population of the city, arguing, I mean, Drakes are intelligent, but she's also been arguing more and more for the standing of the Drakes and that they should be treated better, and how Jin has allied to her cause in that case. Recently, the next person that matters is an individual called a man called Goten Muzoshi, was appointed to the parliament. This was very surprising because he is a representative of the Golden League, which is the crime syndicate that runs the underworld of the city. There has never been a crime boss elected to the parliament, and he has been elected in. And then finally, there's a new poet, Jijigu, who got appointed, who seems to be kind of a deal broker in the parliament. So those are kind of three new political developments in the city that you may or may not need to know. As far as other things about the city that you should know,
our sponsors.
we'll get to the sponsors. I'll get to that. That's the next thing. I'm kind of giving some background right now, just so you know some lay of the land stuff. Goka is 80% human. It's about 300,000 people. Sorry, 300,000 people. And then I already talked about gambling. Education is incredibly important in Goka for everybody. Both the parliament and the general populace all support people going through some rigorous basic education, and there are both magical and non-magical schools of various profiles that may or may not matter for you later. And then the final thing is culture is also considered incredibly important in Goka, both by the common people and the nobles. And if you want to dig into that, we can get into that later. So there are both high class and general establishments of culture. I think the one piece that matters there to let you know is that where is this? There is a resident, there's a theater where there has recently been a traveling Takara Koda. I'm probably saying that wrong, but it's a bird person, has recently taken up residence in the Empress Yin Theater, and people are eagerly awaiting the debut of that individual's show. That guy's name is not that. I swear to God, I'm gonna get to it. Where is it? When you read it in, Master Razu has taken up residence in the Empress Yin Opera House, and people are waiting to find out what his performance is going to be. I think that's all the background that matters before we get into the sponsors. Does anybody have any questions or comments or care about any of that?
My character is just going to be obviously the whole time crafting, trying to upgrade, make better potions, make more stabby stab.
Okay.
The interest of the area for my character is very little. He just is following the group to earn the money.
Okay. Dodgy, were you going to say anything or no? I heard
No,
something.
I was going to look for either looking for job opportunities, I suppose, or to curry favor with our particular sponsors, or that we may have to seek out for this one.
Yeah. So I think the way I want to handle that is if you asking Donnie about who the potential sponsors are for the tournament or the patrons, she's pretty tight-lipped about it, and she just says that Hao Jin has an event planned to introduce all the teams to their potential sponsors at the same time, so nobody has any particular advantage in securing influence on their sponsors.
Huh.
And she kind of smiles, knowing that you're trying to get a leg up, and she's like, not gonna let you get ahead. I would get in trouble for that.
If you're
Aw.
yeah, Dodge, if you're interested, we do have some spare coin. The city center, we could probably do some gambling, find out some information from the local populace or something. Maybe secure a leg up that way.
Actually, kind of wonder if I had something for because there's the gather information, like exploration activities, isn't there? I'm just trying to find it. Yeah, there is gather information.
Yeah. So basically, I guess I can
And
skip.
since my character is a master at diplomacy, I can go for well-guarded or esoteric information.
Me and Daiji, is there anyone else coming? We're gonna gather some information down in the gambling. You know, the kingpins of these societies always have the best information.
I think everybody else is falling
The
asleep.
GM determines the DC of the diplomacy check and the amount of time it takes.
Yeah, so I think if you are you going downtown to the city center? Are you going gambling? Where do you want to go to try and? I think I'll give you guys a one kind of comprehensive role for your downtime before the event that kicks this all off happening to see if you can figure anything out about who the patrons are.
Oh, whoops! I'm clicking wrong.
You better make it the best role of your life.
Oh, well, in that case, I'm going to cast guidance on myself. Like so I get like a +1, I think.
One.
Yeah, it's plus.
Oh, is it a +1 on this one? Yeah.
Sure is.
Don't break the budget now.
So you're using diplomacy. Are you doing this in city center or are you gambling? Because I
Let
think
me
you
do
guys
it.
said both of them. I'm not sure which.
City center. God damn it! That's a 9.
So kind of like hanging out,
+1.
talking to people all around, just trying to figure out like what the scuttlebutt is on who's sponsoring the tournament.
Yeah, like rumored sponsors and things like that. I'd probably go to anyone who might have like merchants, especially probably have some sort of idea when large amounts of money are being moved around, which I assume sponsors are like to do.
So a 37 is pretty good.
Be a 38, but yeah.
That's a pretty good roll. So I think what I'm gonna do is just use. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you like a sentence about each of the sponsors, and then for 4 of them, I'll give you a little more information based on your roll. So don't mind me flipping around books a bit. Okay. So here we go. This is a case where you might want to take notes.
I am.
So you know what to ask me. So the 8 sponsors you find out that have been connected to the tournament. The first one is Malika Tao. I'm gonna say in advance. I apologize to anybody if I pronounce these names wrong, because God knows I don't know how to say them. Malika Tao. She is descended from a long line of shipyard owners, but also has taken on kind of a second career teaching magic at the Five Pillars Academy, which is the most prestigious magic university in Goka. The second sponsor is General Kasohida. He originated as a poor Minakawan immigrant who basically excelled at everything in his life, starting with bureaucratic tests and eventually became the leader of a private mercenary company known as the Crimson Lotus. The third sponsor is Lord Aldenar Unmar. He is a business mogul that oversees the Gonyan Alchemy Company, one of the largest manufacturers of alchemical products on the continent. The fourth sponsor is Lady Kyume Shai. She is a lady in waiting for the Empress, and she is the. You're able to figure out she is the woman who has been silently attending all of the prior events with the Empress.
Oh, so you've got influence of her. And Americana, you're in. You're in that one.
You just want to see me get beat up again.
And I think there's also rumors that she has very antithetical interests to being a courtesan. But nobody's willing to elaborate further.
Wait. Oh, like, okay.
I don't know what a courtesan is. So.
Oh my god!
Courtesan's a basically a high-class prostitute. Right.
Well, like court member, I guess. I'm using courtesan in the broader sense. Like, she's a lady in waiting. She has interests outside of that. But nobody is really willing to comment on that too much. The next sponsor, and good God, let's see if I can get this name right, is Lady Jai Jia. Oh God, somewhere somebody's gonna like have a fucking aneurysm over how I'm pronouncing all these names. She is a patron of operas, concerts, and other performance arts in the highest end of the theaters in Goka.
I guess if from all the information we're starting to go, if there's anyone we're gonna need to impress, it'd be the alchemy guy. He could have access to like
Didn't you only just start learning alchemy?
Yeah, but like the more I dip and dunk and chew, like, and the additional flavors I could acquire, it just could be worthwhile for my interests.
But he's a business mogul. In what way can we impress?
I'll let him sample my healing potions. He'll be amazed.
Do you want the other three?
Or dead.
Since I've gone through 5.
I think you said you were going to give us like a
I was going to give you about a sentence on all of them, and then after I give you all of them, you can tell me which 4 you want more information on.
Oh, no. I thought you were doing like the more information on the 4, and then you're going to give us like names or something.
So I've named 5. There's 3 more to go. The 6th is Lady Yensing Jirai, who owns the Red Dragon Casino. Which is on Dragon Head, if anybody's looking at the map. It's probably the most prestigious casino in the city.
I told you should have gone gambling.
We don't need.
Go ahead.
No, you're right.
The seventh sponsor is Lord Buchan Tagora. He is a magnate who owns a family private lending company known for dubious business practices.
I do like, dubious business ethics.
And the final sponsor is Lady Narswani Vangarath, who has made fortunes selling replicas of weapons and armor used in prior Ruby Phoenix tournaments.
Hmm.
I wonder if she's the one that made the fighting fans.
All right, that's all I'm on.
So then for 4 of them, I can give you a little more info.
Probably go for the alchemy guy, the Hugh May Shy. Probably be a good one to know more information about as well, just because she's close to the end. We have a lot of favor.
And the courtesan for Americana.
That's the same. Okay, so the first one you asked about was the alchemy guy.
Yeah, Lord Aldnar Umar.
So you get a twofer for this one. Lord Aldenar and General Kazuhida were married for quite a while, and they have recently split up, and it has been a very acrimonious splitting. And I think Lord Aldnar, if you want to impress him, at least one of the things that can impress him is doing very well at deceiving or performing in front of him. He respects that. Let's see.
How does he know he's been deceived?
Hey, I'm giving you information. I'm giving you partial
It's fine with me,
information
but
on these guys.
2 skills that my character.
For Lady Queen Shai, probably horribly doing that. You learned that her family background is horses and exotic mounts, and she spends almost all of the time she can after fulfilling her duties to the Empress, working with her family business or escaping the palace and getting out, riding, exploring the surrounds of the city.
She sounds like a winner.
Yeah,
She's single?
That's a courtesan, isn't it?
Yeah, she's
The lady in waiting.
Yeah. Okay, so you have 2 more.
The Red Dragon.
The Red Dragon Casino person.
Yeah, lady.
Dragonhead.
Yensing Jirai. I think you, after some basic asking around, you find out she's basically committed to sponsoring Tino's toughest team, simply because they are the least likely to win, and she has decided that she wants to bet on the underdog.
What the fuck?
Oh, we also helped get them in, so maybe she would like us for the fact we got the underdogs in.
Yeah, but she's already committed, so that can be.
Yeah, one
Also,
more.
she likes gambling, so like there's a possibility we could, purposely lose
How about the one
to get
Lord
her.
Bokan Tagora, the one who's with the private lending?
Yeah, we could throw the match and get TNO's toughest, the underdogs, to win, and maybe get money out of it, far superior than the prizes in the.
Throw the match. That seems
I'm just saying,
ill.
like,
Seems ill-advised.
I don't care how I get my crafting materials.
Well, I do, so
Unfortunately
that
for you.
option's off the table.
I'll
you-
not lose and not to.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's it.
You keep cutting out.
Yeah, you keep cutting out, so I keep starting to talk when other people talk, so I try to stop.
My apologies.
I get to talk so much. 'Cause, so you want Bukin Tagora as your last one?
Yep, that one.
So wait,
Go ahead.
so who do we have?
I
We're
have,
finding out information about everyone at the moment.
yeah.
Okay.
We don't. What do you mean, like, have? Like,
I'm just trying to figure out where we're going with this one.
Yeah,
we're
so-
just finding out who we could probably impress. With information about the hosts of the tournament before. We're not even introduced to them yet. We're just getting more information about them.
Ah, fair enough.
So for Bukin Tagora, so you find out about him that it sounds like he his business is basically exploiting poor people and collecting on overdue payments, and for some reason he has been speaking in rather high terms about the Lightkeepers, and has made some indications that he's planning on sponsoring them in the tournament and not planning on bidding on any other teams.
So realistically, like, if we're going to go for the people we know about now, our sponsors are limited probably to the alchemy guy and some of the others we haven't heard about, and the princess that we've already got. You know, she likes us a lot.
It does.
So the way it's going to work, I'm just going to give the mechanics now so you guys kind of understand what you're pushing towards. As you gain influence points with people, every sponsor is going to bid their, basically, for however many influence points you have, they're going to bid for you to choose. Based on, they're going to offer you certain things as sponsorship, and there's 3 levels for every sponsor, one at 1 influence level, one at 4 influence, and one at 8 influence, and you get everything. So like if you get 1, or like if you impress a sponsor and get 1 influence point, they're going to bid their 1 influence bid at you. If you get the 4 bid, you get the 4 and the 1. If you get 8, you get all of it. So it's cumulative. It's not like one or the other. Once we get to that point in the game, or once we get to that point in the proceedings, you'll know the entire array of what sponsors are willing to give you, and then you have to pick one. And you'll have time to try and get influence points with almost all of them. And so you can kind of A, pick and choose, B, do stuff about town, and that'll be a little more clear once we get to the next big plot point. But basically, it would behoove you to try and impress as many sponsors as you can, so that you have the widest selection of options when you actually get to pick your sponsor on the day when that happens. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And then, yeah, I'll get to the activities after we actually do the introduction. So I think that's everything you guys can figure out, kind of trying to muck about town and figure things out before we get to the official introduction. Does anybody want to do anything else before we move forward to that?
Well, I was wondering. I wonder if they've got any like combat like betting in town where we can fight to earn money.
That's the point.
So I don't think you don't hear that the major the major casinos have kind of like we like professional boxing or professional MMA. They do occasionally have events like that, more like martial arts bouts. They don't happen very often, and you would probably need to get into that system in some way. There is word that if you delve into the underground, what's the name of this group? I said it before, but I forgot it. The Golden Lotus. I have to go find that line again. The Golden League. Sorry. So there is an underground in Goka, both figuratively and literally. There's an underground cavern network under Goka. That is where the Golden League bases out of. There are some rumors of pit fighting or gambling arenas there, or like betting on unsanctioned, outside of the normal legal gambling houses. There's some rumors there that you could try to potentially look into.
No, I've spent a bit of money, so like if you guys are keen, I wouldn't mind trying to find my way into that type of thing.
Get a bit of
Go ahead.
Sorry, I said I'm easy for it. Get a bit of combat going or something.
So things that you've heard about, if you look at the map, there's kind of two places that people indicate if you want to get involved with underground, you could go looking. One is on the far north side of the map. There's a bunch of sheer cliffs and rocks up there. It's called the Guillotine in the Heads because of a cliff face that looks like a guillotine that a bunch of heads have fallen into the ocean from. Supposedly, there's a smuggler's cave there that may lead into the undermarket. And then the other place that people are at least willing to talk about is. It's another place that I didn't put on here. Yeah, because I don't know how to write things. So there's a place called the Tower of the Forgotten. I believe it's point E. Double check that. Because I want to make sure that that is actually true. Be a different number. 15. Sorry, it's location 15. So kind of right in between Fallen Star and Ivory Port. There's a abandoned and crumbling tower. Mostly, people will tell you it's home to vagrants and itinerants. The other thing it's known for is that supposedly, if you want to get into the undermarket, if you go into the Tower of the Forgotten somewhere in the base or in the basements, there is an entrance into the undermarket.
Oh, that's an interesting rumors. We could check it out while we got some downtime.
Hmm.
My people are calling.
Oh Lord. Fuck it. Let's go.
So you want to go to the tower and investigate, or the place to the north?
Oh, the tower. And
Okay, so you come up to this place. I don't have a map for it. I'm just going to narrate this. As you can see from the map, it's a pretty massive structure. It looks like it was once an aerie. Um, it has kind of openings into galleries, and since you guys have been staying up by the cliffside court, where there has been a lot of development for new Drake areas, you can kind of recognize this as probably an old and abandoned Drake area from ages past. As you get to one of the ground level entrances to this tower that's crumbling, you notice that most of the people who see you coming kind of shy away and duck back into the building. Nobody will stop you from entering, but nobody looks like they want to talk to any of you either. It's probably also worth noting your faces are probably known at this point. As you've been walking around town the past few weeks, there have been promotional posters, leaflets, etc., for the Ruby Phoenix tournament that have shown uh, images of all of the teams. So your faces are generally well known at this point. So people
We're
would
known for beating
recognize
a
you.
motherfucker.
Yeah. So yeah,
we
nobody's stopping you,
really-
but go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to drop.
But I really wanted to run it.
You cut out.
You cut out.
I said it would be really great if we ran into some muggers or something.
Nobody's trying to mug you.
You broke his heart.
That doesn't mean we can't mug them.
God.
Also, Americana, you should fully heal yourself since it's been like a week ish.
I'm walking wounded, baby. Oh, what the hell? I lost connection to the server just now.
Well,
Buy better internet.
if no one's stopping us, yeah, I think we just go inside and see what the hullabaloo's about. Now, underground market sounds amazing. I might be able to get some materials that I wouldn't be able to get in the market up here.
Oh, I didn't upgrade myself to level 15. Oops.
Oh yeah, we didn't do that yet because you were late. We'll have to. I might try to grab you another day just because
It's all good. Let's
20
let's send
minutes.
it.
So I just kind of want to. I kind of want to set up what's going to happen next week. Okay, so if it's not clear from the map, this place is huge. It's like a couple blocks wide. So as you go inside, it is a warren of formerly looks like ruined barracks, hallways, some of which you can walk down, some of which have completely collapsed. You see lots of rooms, closets, storage areas that have been either converted to hovels or have long since been looted. If you're trying to find an entrance to the undermarket, I think tell me how you want to do that, and I'll.
I want to use like my knowledge of the underworld and living in the slums and the gutters through my life in thievery, stealing, living to kind of like discern the building type of where to go. I don't know, like where the best place would be for us to walk down instead of getting lost and getting stuck in alleyways and stuff that's broken.
I'd say
Just
it's
a natural sense of the underworld, I guess.
yeah. I think it'll probably be a society check. Do you have any?
Damn, I was
Yeah.
hoping you say thievery.
Well, thievery is trying to actually steal stuff, right? Society would be more like understanding what's going on with this place that you like trying to, because you're not from here, so like trying to map your knowledge of your criminal background against this place. I think it'd be that. So it's a 25. Oh, what would the DC be? Okay. How hard would they hide this?
God damn. I had to roll a 5. Ah! The one time where you want to roll a 20.
Yeah, I think even dropping it quite a few levels, I don't think. I think this is. I don't think you're able to quite figure out what's going on here, but you definitely are able to. Uh, you get a couple of false starts and kind of dig. You think you have the right pathway a few times, but the first couple times are wrong, and you end up going down some wrong directions. The architecture and the just the cultural stylings here are a bit different from what you're used to. Um, Even the kind of briefly trying to talk to people, your approaches don't work completely, but eventually you do find someone who's willing to direct you uh, to an individual who's in this location, and her name is a weird one, and I have to look up exactly what it says. Oh, go away, you being God. That was in every version of this. You're eventually pointed towards a woman named Kazi Rai, who they kind of direct you where to find her in this place, and they tell you that she can direct you further in your desires to find the undermarket.
I'll scry her.
We know where she is. They're directing us to her, so we can just go to her.
I thought they only gave us the general vicinity.
Well, I meant they tell you where to go to find her. Sorry.
Ah,
Like
fair
you
enough.
don't find the entrance to Undermarket, but they tell you who to go talk to if you want more info, and that is Kaji Rai. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So let's head over and go speak to Kazurai or whatever her name is. I think she's just down this corridor, right? If I haven't got lost.
I mean, it takes about 5 minutes to get there because this place is warned. But her name is. Oh, am I typing in chat? Kaz. I can't fucking deal with my desk.
I'll try and
G.
I'll try and
Right.
translate everything for you. If she's not talking in common Americana.
There we
Boo.
go. So eventually, you follow the directions to find her, and you come into a kind of a nicer room. In the doorway to the room in this tower, there are two large cloaked individuals standing before a door to get. So let me back up. Sorry, you don't go into the room, but you go to the location that this itinerant pointed you to, and as I said, there are two large cloaked figures standing in front of a doorway, and you assume you need to get through the door to talk to this Kaz woman.
Dude, do you want to handle the diplomacy here, Daiji, to get past these guys? They should know who we are, so it shouldn't be too hard to be able to speak to Kazi Rai.
Good evening.
Just happened.
I think
Alrighty. Is that count
It's-
as? Oh no, I'll try to make an impression on the person. I guess.
Are you
Like,
trying to?
he's just blocking the guard doorway, or is like, what's he?
there's
Well,
two
you-
guards are blocking our way to go speak to Kazi Rai.
Oh well, then yeah,
Well-
I'll just ask in as diplomatic a way as possible that we'd very much like to meet her because we have business in the Undercity or whatever you call it,
Undermarket is the term.
Undermarket.
One of them grunts and looks to the other, who turns and goes into the room and closes the door behind him. And you hear some muffled voices, and after a moment, the second guy comes back out, leaving the door open, and says, for anybody who understands Tian, so basically everybody except Murakana, I think,
Pretty much.
you may enter.
Yeah, right,
So,
Americana.
thank you.
He said we can go past if you want to come up.
Fantastic.
He also said you smell.
Well, that's normal. Am I on
Like-
the wrong? What page are we supposed to be on? The landing page or Goka?
I mean, we're on
Goka.
Goka, but I'm just narrating right now. I don't have a map for this.
So you see right where it says Fallen Star, where it's
Yeah.
15. We're inside that tower in 15. We're going through there to try and get to the Undermarket.
Okie dokie.
It's a dilapidated building. There's lots of winding corridors that we've kind of semi got lost and then now directed to this lady to see what she can do for us.
Is she going to take us to the Undermarket?
We are hoping so.
I'm
Well, I'm hoping so.
I'm just going to point out right now that I could just make a hole in a couple walls and we'll find something eventually. Or somebody will ask us to stop and then tell us where to go.
I don't think these brutes here would appreciate if we start punching through the floors. And I to be
Oh,
honest,
no punching. You just kind of shoulder into it and just keep running until you hit something that stops you.
The Juggernaut
Got it.
approach.
When you hit
Right.
something that's hard enough to stop, you're in the room you want to be in.
to be honest, he's onto something because Asian architecture is mostly made of paper.
Okay, wrong, but
This tower is made of stone, or what's left of it.
you're thinking of Japan, Hyper. There's a bit too much anime.
Oh no! Surely it's the same.
See, you said what's left of it, which means it's weak. So I should run right through it.
You may or may not notice most of the names I have said are either mostly Chinese or some Indian mixed in.
Hmm.
I think.
Okay, nearly everything's going to
Technically.
be made out of stone.
I could be completely wrong about
Or
that
tile
statement,
and so on.
but they mostly feel Chinese or Indian to me, with my great depth
There's
of
some
knowledge.
Korean. in
Yeah, there's a
there
lot
as
of
well.
Korean names,
Oh yeah, okay.
but I'm just gonna slowly push Americana in as he's rambling on to catch up to everyone as we're slowly walking up to Kazirai.
Yeah, I have no idea what Kajirai is. I'm saying it as if I think it's Chinese, given my knowledge of pronunciation of Chinese, which is spotty at best. I'm much better at Indian names. I'm gonna try and find a picture real quick. Do I have one here? Hey, I'm gonna pull her onto the map so you can see her right next to the tower. If you zoom in. So you see a woman who looks like that token. And as you come into the room, do you all enter all the way?
No, isn't that reason? I'm pushing Americano in, as everyone else I'm sure is walking in.
I do a quick perception check. If I can find it. And oof, that was terrible. But I am entering the room with so I guess my tattoo would also activate.
Yeah. So as you guys come into this room, Dodgy, you don't notice anything, or you don't notice anybody besides what I'm about to describe.
Okay.
So, Kaz, as you enter the room, she's kind of seated in a ready chair. There's also some other chairs and sofas strewn about this chamber. It's probably about 20 feet by 20 feet. It looks like it's been made up to be a combination of a place of business. There's kind of a table with chairs on either side, kind of arranged in a way that makes it look like there's two sides to the table, and then the other half of the room is just these chairs and couches. She was sitting in one of the chairs, and she kind of leans forward as you all come in. The two guards come in behind you. Leaving the door open, but just kind of standing now inside the room by the exit, just kind of watching everything. And Kaz leans forward and says to you, "Oh wow! I was thinking I'd have to find you, but you came straight to me. Uh, what can I do for you?"
I'm just gonna look to Daijin and then. All right, so
You're the one who wanted to go to this thing, so I don't know what you actually want to do there.
basically, we need to get some influence with some of the people in our tournament, and we haven't really been given much information yet. But one of the undergrounds is one of the ones we can impress. So you might have some connections. We don't know if there's fighting, gambling, and there's, hopefully with the market underground, there's some materials and stuff I can use for crafting that I'd love to get my hands on. Yeah, my lads here, we definitely like to smash skulls, so definitely in fighting in underground would also be on the table. So if you can help out with any of those, we'll get along just fine.
I've,
Go ahead.
I was just going to add in for RP. I've found a love for smashing other things on this trip.
That's
And
terrible.
he's definitely thinking about the flight attendant.
Oh my god. Let's see here. So she kind of
Americana's been ruined.
she just kind of looks you up and down, Maracana, and says, "Maybe if you go to one of the bathhouses first, then we can talk." And then she looks back to you, Hypa, and says, "So, you're looking for money and a place to spend that money, if I'm understanding you correctly, for things that maybe the great markets above ground can't offer." Well, I've been looking at how the tournament's set up, and it seems like it's a double elimination tournament this year, which means if you win one of your matches or if you lose one of your matches, you're not out of the tournament right away. And that might even be useful because then if you can beat all of the losing teams, and I'm sure you guys aren't losers, you'll have an easier time of it all the way through. So, have you looked at the brackets at all, or made any bets yet?
Afraid not, but it seems like that would be a very good option.
We haven't actually been explained any of the rules yet because they haven't even announced who's properly funding the tournament we're in.
And she says, "Oh,
Or-
well, so how Jin? I guess she technically funds it, but it's run by the Bank of Abadar. But the tournament bracket, let me see." And she goes over to the table, which has some piles of paper on it, and she pulls one out. And let's see if I've done this right.
We need tokens to see.
Oh, you can't see on this one?
No, we need tokens on here to see it.
Or I can do this. There we go. Hopefully it should show up for you now. Is it showing up?
Yep.
So you guys are the player characters. Sorry, I did not Photoshop this. But so this is the release bracket for the tournament. Shows on day 1 and 2 all of the preliminary first round fights, or not preliminary, but the first round fights. And you guys are currently scheduled to fight Winter's Roar, which
them again.
Yeah, you fought them. And she pulls out the paper and hands it to you and says, "Well, it looks like you guys you're fighting Winter's Roar first, and I've got some connections, and if you're willing to put up a decent but maybe not winning fight, I could cut you in on some of the gambling profits off of that."
I'm afraid we've already beaten them before. Wouldn't exactly be the most convincing if we suddenly lost to them, I feel.
Beating them was an understatement. We waxed that ass.
And she raises an eyebrow and she says, "Well, are you sure you're not interested in maybe putting up a convincing fight until the closing minutes of it?"
The only way that's going to happen is if it's the goblin himself. And only him.
I'm swayed with money. Unfortunately, my companions here, I'm not sure, are.
I lean down and look at him. Have I ever been swayed by money? Women, yes. I will admit that is a vice I've recently picked up. But not money.
I serve but one master, and he resides in hell.
I'm just gonna look back at. I'm gonna look back at Americana. I'm just like looking up, and I'm like, I didn't want to like point this out, but the women at the bathhouse definitely like receiving money.
Yes. But you seem to think that I want the women at the bathhouse. And then Americana goes on a long-winded rant about purity and beautiful women and blah, blah, blah. And yeah.
So while you're saying that,
Okay.
she'll look to just basically while you're waxing as poetically as a barbarian can wax, she kind of loses interest. After a few minutes. I love how all of my interactions with Murakana's character are just dismissing him. She turns to the rest of you and says, "Are you even interested in how much you might stand to win if you take a fall?"
You hear Americana yawn from the back.
I'm afraid in this, you can humor us, but I strongly suspect will unfortunately be a no from me.
If the pointy ears one says no, I have to follow. He has a good head on his shoulders, even if it's
Wait.
usually covered in blood.
Wait, sure, Yuki's got pointy ears as well, I think.
Yeah.
Daji will just like reach over and flick his
She's usually covered in blood too, but not by her own fault. I will admit
Uh,
I did start one of the fights.
Kaz will shrug and say, "Well, your loss. I mean, if you're interested in other matches in Undermarket, I could probably scrounge something up. It'll be if you win. I can broker a fight, and I can probably get you 5 or 10,000 gold on a win. Um, but if you lose, you'll owe me the same. Sticking my neck out."
It's only fair.
Yeah, we're
I'd be
pretty
up for that.
confident. We're pretty confident in ourselves.
I will say if we lose a fight in the underground, then we probably don't need to be in the tournament.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, that goes without saying. That's why I'm confident in doing it.
Just
That
you know, from it might. It's an underground. It might not necessarily be fair.
I mean, that's a given as well. They're obviously going to cheat. Like, we're already known here as pretty proficient fighters because we're in the tournament. We wouldn't be invited otherwise. So they're probably going to stack the odds as much as possible against us. Well, no one would bet.
Yes, but we have a dragon.
True.
It's been a week since you've got your Quaker out? Quaker out?
I do not have a Kuweka for the last time.
You do when you're a dragon. Canonically, we've established this.
I hate it.
So Kaz will say, "Well, look, I can make some inquiries. If you come back tomorrow, let's say the same time, I can let you know if I have a match and what the wager will be, and you can accept it, or you can walk away, and we'll go from there.
Works for me.
Does that work for you?"
Just for more motivation for my companions here. Do you know of any of the what's the word I'm looking for? The sponsors who we need to, you know, get behind us are going to be in this underground coliseum.
She looks at you and says, "Well, if you're willing to pay for some information up front, I can give you that tomorrow too. Is there anyone in particular that you're interested in learning more about?"
There's possibly a couple, but yeah, we'll get back to you tomorrow.
Should need to gather the information, presumably, but yeah.
The
She says,
information she's going to give us, she should already have, I presume. It's not going to be much either.
She says, "Well, if you can grease the wheels with the amount you're willing to spend, will probably have an influence on how much I can tell you tomorrow. It's pretty short notice to get some information."
I'm too stingy to give money away.
Don't look at me. I'm fucking broke now. Almost. I bought a new shield and everything.
Do I have money?
We should all have money, but
we might try and earn some money from you first before we look at spending. We've been pretty busy this week.
She says, "Okay, well, then I'll meet you tomorrow with my offer, and whatever offer you have for me, we can discuss it then."
Because yeah, sounds great. Where's kind of a bit lost. How do we get out of here?
She looks at one of the guards and says, "Can you show them the fastest and least inconvenient way back to the fresh air outside?" And the guard nods and gestures to you guys. If you're willing to follow him, he will escort you out.
I'm in.
I'm scared of the things that you're in for.
Dun dun dun.
And yeah, just continue on following the guide.
Okay. That's a good place to pause it because I have to cook up an encounter for you guys now. So,
I was kind of hoping you'd have one already kind of set up in case something happened in town today, but like, I guess this is the best time to do. But then, like, it's impossible to get a fight going when Americana's not leveled either.
well, also it's midnight for me, so I don't want to
Yeah.
launch out.
I wanted to fight.
I don't want to launch out on a fight. So I will cook up the wager and the fight for next session, and we can go from there. I think you'll have time to kind of do that in the resolution, and then we'll get to the opening event, which is a audience with the Empress and Hao Jin at the Grand Bank of Abadar to kick off the tournament proper.
But yeah, we got 8 influence points with her already. As far as I'm aware.
Yeah, with the Empress you have 8 points. So far you have no points with anybody else. So yeah, I think we'll pick up there.
Well, Gavin, we're going to have to do some seducing.
Oh boy.
Oh no!
I think we've got the 2 highest charisma scores in the party, so oh.
We need to fix that if I ever get the chance.
I don't think you should have any charisma.
Wow.
Because I always make poor decisions. Is that what you're saying?
That's more wisdom than charisma. And besides, Hyper has less charisma than everyone, I think.
Yeah, but I don't really like brush my teeth much, so I don't think I should have much charisma.
Yeah, well, technically you've got slightly more than Shurigiku.
Honestly,
Giku's a country bumpkin.
Just shy.
Like
we don't need him dropping goblin nests everywhere.
As far as I'm aware from Pathfinder lore, doesn't my teeth just regrow?
Yeah, you get new teeth. You like constantly get new ones. It's like a shark or something.
108 of those bad boys. Accidentally leave them in a tree when I climb it sometimes.
Cool. Well, I'm going to wrap it there. Thanks, everyone. That went from being a short session to lots of stuff. There you go.
Yeah.
Cool. Then I am going to sign off. Have a good diurnal experience, and I'll ping everybody next week. Take care. Bye.
Yeah.
Chill.